I don't even understand why we even need to do a review video for this, because it's Yakuza. It's back. It's Yakuza that plays like Dragon Quest. And there are multiple Dragon Quest references in this game. So why are we... Look, just stop this video. Go buy Yakuza Like a Dragon. Why are you wasting time here? Just go. Go now. Go now. Right now. Right now. Okay, for the rest of y'all who aren't convinced by that, we're going to be doing a review of Yakuza Like a Dragon and why you should play it. Yeah, let's get into it. Before we kick this video off, I want to give a special thank you to Sega of Europe and RGG Studios for providing the review copy of this game for Xbox Series X. And I'm excited, guys. I'm super excited. The written review for this has already been up for a little while, and I decided I wanted to do a video version because I really want to showcase why I love Yakuza Like a Dragon. This game is so phenomenal. The humor, the gameplay, the graphics, the story, everything is phenomenal about this. And I really want to just encapsulate that in a video format. So that's what we're doing today. We're going to be covering that today. Hope you guys enjoy this video. And if you're not already subbed and you watch a lot of my videos, or if it's your first time here, hey, hit the sub button right there. It's right down there on one of these corners. It's a big red button that says subscribe. Go ahead and click that. And if you already are, hit the notification bell, because, you know, YouTube doesn't tell people that, you know, I make new videos for whatever reason. A lot of creators are going through that. But with that out the way, we're going to be diving into whether the rock bottom dragon, Ichiban Kasuga, is able to fill the massive shoes of the Dragon of Dojima, Kazama Kiryu. And spoiler alert, yes. Stop watching this video and go play. Go buy this game already. What are you waiting for? But yes, he does. With that being said, guys, I'm Mikhail Kasanova, Hawaii content creator, host of Hawaii's #1 podcast, the Kasanova Podcast. I stream every single week on twitch.tv/Mikhail Kasanova, so catch me over there. I stream primarily Final Fantasy 14 and Yakuza, but I do a variety of content, so catch me over there. So with all that out of the way, let's go ahead and get into Yakuza Like a Dragon. The story of Yakuza Like a Dragon kicks off in the year 2000, going into 2001, introducing us to the new protagonist dubbed the Rock Bottom Dragon, Ichiban Kasuga, a junior member of the Tojo clan's Arakawa clan, doing some collection work in the series staple Kamurocho. After a series of events, Ichiban is asked by the chairman of the Arakawa family to take the fall for a murder committed by one of the Arakawa family's officers, of which Ichiban is more than willing to do so. Unfortunately, one of the best and worst qualities of Ichiban is he's blindly loyal and optimistic in a world that takes advantage of people that are like that. Ichiban ends up doing 18 years in prison and comes back to a world that he doesn't know, with no one waiting for him. The gameplay of Yakuza Like a Dragon doesn't use the traditional beat-em-up brawler system that the previous entries use, as this game utilizes a modified take on the Dragon Quest XI engine with some Yakuza flavor thrown in, with button prompts like QuickTime Events or QTE that keep the battles engaging. Why does this game play like and reference Dragon Quest so much? Because Dragon Quest is the #1 RPG and game series in Japan that is culturally an iconic franchise. RGG Studios decided to make this game a turn-based JRPG which works flawlessly. Like previous titles, you can roam around various locales from Kamurocho and more, and do various things like play arcade games such as Virtua Fighter 2, Virtua Fighter 5, Super Hang-On, and more, and go on dates, sing at karaoke bars, do go-kart racing and Dragon Kart, and so much more. We will get into all that shortly, and for now, we're going to focus on the core gameplay, which is the JRPG elements. When walking around Kamurocho and other areas, you'll eventually find yourself in battles like in other games, when randomly Yakuza or hooligans or thugs will approach you to initiate battles. The difference here is that you shift to having a menu-based system to select your attacks, with attack, guard, skills, etc. Attack is the same as it is in the Dragon Quest games and other JRPGs, and then you select who you're going to attack. Guard allows you to block incoming attacks to lessen the damage you take, and if you're good with timing, then you can press B, which will allow you to do a perfect guard, which greatly lessens the damage that you take. Skills allow you to do various things such as Ichiban's Tenacious Fist, which does way more damage than his standard attack, and then rapidly press X, which allows you to increase the power of the skill for more damage. The etc. option allows you to use items like health restoratives and stat buff items. As you gain more characters, you'll gain the ability to do tag team moves such as how Ichiban and Nanba can do a highly damaging tag team wrestling like maneuver. Each character who joins your party is very different from the next, and all fit the various character classes that you find in Dragon Quest. Ichiban is the hero and the most balanced and well-rounded of all the characters, with the most balanced stats and growth potential. Nanba is your mage that's a weak physical attacker, but a great healer and caster, able to use magic-like spells such as summoning pigeons to attack an enemy by throwing birdseed at them, and even do debuffs of enemies by spewing noxious breath to lower their defenses. After each battle, you'll gain experience and will level up your character as well as your character class. Speaking of character classes, because Ichiban is a massive fan of Dragon Quest, he will see enemies transform when fights begin, as well as himself, and his party members shall change to reflect their classes, which in the case of enemies, they transform into more menacing forms of themselves, and in the case of the Ichiban Gumi, their clothes change. Well, I mean, think of it like this. You could look at this two ways. You could look at it, the guy has a very active imagination, or you could think that he's been hit in the head too many damn times, and that's why he views things the way he does, because he's the only one that sees it. Pick your poison. Outside of battles, you have the various minigames and side quests that you can engage in. Like previous titles, you can go to various arcades and play classic Sega titles like Outrun, Space Harrier, Virtua Fighter 2, Virtua Fighter 5, and more. Each arcade title is in its arcade perfect form, with some even having easy versions that are available for players to play at the various arcades. There's also pachinko machines players can partake in to gain money, along with various gambling minigames. There's also minigames like collecting cans for recyclables and even kart racing with Dragon Kart, which effectively I think Dragon Kart could literally be its own game. Like if they made a spin-off like budget Yakuza title just for Dragon Kart, I would be all in for that. Now graphically, if you thought the Yakuza 6, Kiwami 2, and Judgment were the best looking titles in the Yakuza series, then this game will blow you away with how gorgeously detailed that it is. Every little detail, from the hair on the characters to the textures of their skins to various details like freckles and creases and their smiles and more, all look phenomenal. The details in clothing, from the seams to even dirt and stains, look phenomenal too. You have three options to choose from when it comes to the graphical fidelity of the game if you're playing this on the Xbox Series X like I am, and that's choosing between normal, high resolution, and high frame rate, which typically will be visual or performance fidelities. Now, normal mode gives you the game at 2K resolutions or 1440p with full VSync and 60 frames per second, but the trade-offs are no dynamic resolution scaling and no true native 4K. Resolution mode gives you true 4K at 3840 by 2160, but with half the frame rate with only 30 frames per second, which that 30 frames per second has occasional dips in its performance as well, which I think can be fixed with a patch, but that's just so you guys know. And no, ray tracing is not used. I have not seen an instance of ray tracing being used in Yakuza Like a Dragon. It's cool if it had it, but it doesn't make or break the game. It's really not a huge issue. Lastly, we have performance mode, which is the high frame rate mode, which has the game in full HD 1080p at 60 frames per second. Now, audio-wise, traditionally speaking, Yakuza games are in Japanese, with the exceptions being the original 2007 release of Yakuza on PlayStation 2 and the recent spin-off game Judgment. Yet, for the game's 8th mainline entry, RGG Studios decided to go with an all-star cast of English voice actors, from Ichiban being voiced by Kaiji Tang and Nanban being voiced by my friend Greg Shun. Masumi Arakara being voiced by the iconic Johnny Young Bosch and the legendary George Takei as well. The English cast really put their hearts and souls into their performances, as it all comes off incredibly natural, as everyone is spot on for the characters that they are cast for and are, above all else, believable. Now, that's the thing. When it comes to voice acting, I think acting in general, you want to convey to the audience that every line of dialogue that's said, every movement, everything that you're doing is instilling that you are that character, and the person who's watching it needs to suspend their belief and believe you and your performance. And everybody in this game, that, you know, from the English to the Japanese voice cast, put their hearts into it, and I respect the hell out of what they did. It is a phenomenal piece of work. If you prefer to keep it traditional and keep the Japanese voice acting, then you can just go to the options menu and select it there. If you're in the middle of the game with the English voice acting turned on and want to switch to the Japanese voice acting, then it'll prompt you that it will be restarting the chapter from the last checkpoint. The music in this game is classic Yakuza, with a powerful main title theme, as well as a fun and frenetic battle theme, especially during those boss fights. Ichiban's theme, Ichiban Ka, is so thematic and telling that if you don't emote from it, look, if you don't emote from this song, I don't know what to tell you. You must not be a human. You must be like some type of robot, like, I don't know, Mark Zuckerberg. I don't know. You just got that Borg kind of thing. You've got to emote somehow. You listen to Ichiban Ka. You have to. Come on. Come on, man. So with all the ups, what are the downs? Well, the fact that the game can't run at 4K at 60 frames per second is a true letdown, especially on the Xbox Series X. This is yet again another title with a next-gen port that doesn't utilize the full capacity of what the console can do, especially when both consoles, the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X, promote that they can do 4K at 120 Hz. That aside, the normal mode more than makes up for it in the long run with a native 2K resolution with 60 frames per second. Well, Mikkel, aren't you going to say the gameplay shift is a downside? Well, no, because it isn't a downside. I think, if anything, it's a boon that they decided to do something different, because let's be honest, let's keep it a buck, because as great as the combat system, especially with the Dragon engine, has been for the last three games, you know, Yakuza 6, Yakuza Kiwami 2, as well as, you know, Judgment, and the previous engines that were used prior to that, they're solid beat-em-up brawlers. But I'm gonna be honest, I started to get some Yakuza fatigue because I felt like I was just playing the same game with minor tweaks here and there. The fact that they had the courage to go out and try something new and, you know, a whole different genre for their staple franchise is commendable. And it works so well. I mean, if you're going to emulate any other type of gameplay style or genre, why not do a JRPG, and why not do Dragon Quest? I mean, Dragon Quest XI was a huge hit. And this basically implements a lot of that battle system with the Yakuza flair to it. So no, it's not a bad thing that they changed the gameplay engine. I think it's phenomenal. I think RGG Studios should be commended for it. And wrapping this up, I'm about to make the most bold claim that I probably have. And it's something that I'm very confident in. And that is saying that Yakuza 7 or Yakuza Like a Dragon is absolutely the best RPG of 2020. And there have been a lot of RPGs that have come out in 2020. A lot of remakes, remasters, and offshoot titles. But the best RPG that has come out this year is Yakuza Like a Dragon. You will not change my opinion. I've loved games that came back, like action RPGs, like Sakura Wars. I absolutely loved it. I loved Persona 5 The Royal, even though that is a upgrade of a game from 2014, 2015. I loved Xenoblade Chronicles that came out, you know, the definitive edition. I loved Aegis Rim, Final Fantasy VII Remake. But this game here is the best RPG of 2020. You won't change my mind on that. But hey, that's my opinion. I'm entitled to it. If you don't like it, you can tell me in the comment section. all that being said, wrapping it all up, Yakuza Like a Dragon has an insanely deep combat system, thoroughly engrossing story that grips you, beautiful graphics, incredible voice acting in English and Japanese, and is a great starting point for new players for the franchise and returning veterans. Buy this game. I don't know what you're waiting for. Do you have this game? Do you have Yakuza Like a Dragon? Is it something you're looking forward to? Are you going to play it on the next gen? Are you going to play it on current gen? Are you going to play it on PC? Whatever your thoughts are, let's get the conversation going down in the comment section below. And if you want to take the conversation further, then we have Discord. Hop in our Discord group. Link for that is in the description as well. And again, I want to say thank you to Sega of Europe as well as Ryoga Gotoku Studios for providing the review copy of the game. I am a huge Yakuza fan. If you don't believe me, I've got the entire game. I'm not going to pull it out because it's on the shelf, but I've got the entire series collection over there, including the Japanese offshoots that a lot of people either haven't heard of or haven't played. But all that being said, I really am so grateful for this opportunity. I really love this game. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a like. And if you love the content that I do, you love the review, hey, subscribe. There's a little subscribe button over here that you should probably hit. All that being said, guys, I hope you guys have a good one. If you want to pick up this game, I do have affiliate links down below. And other than that, I'm signing out. So I'm Mikhail Kasanova, Hawaii content creator, host of Hawaii's #1 podcast and #1 podcast in the Pacific, the Kasanova Podcast. I stream every single week on twitch.tv/Mikhail Kasanova. And that's a wrap. I got nothing else. I'm actually all talked out. I've been talking for like 18, 19 minutes straight. I am talked out. So I'll catch you guys on the next one. Deuces wild, too sweet to be the elite. I'll see you on the next one. Happy gaming. Hey, you made it to the end of the video. I really want to say mahalo and gracias for doing so. It is truly amazing that I have people that actually enjoy my content. I mean, you made it to the end of the video, so I assume you enjoyed it. If you didn't, hey, there's a dislike button you can always hit. I know, some people like to do that, but hey, whatever. I just am appreciative of the fact that you came through, you watched it, you got to this point. If you want to do me a solid, go ahead and hit the like button if you really liked it. And if you loved it, go ahead and sub for more content like this. If you want to support my work, we've got channel memberships, we got Patreon, and all that will pop up somewhere on the screen here and linked down below. Your support means a lot to me. If you know someone who would enjoy this type of content, go ahead and share it. That's what matters most. You guys watching it and sharing it with someone who might enjoy it, a friend, who knows. With that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Mahalo again, gracias, and fa'afetai. I will see you on the next one. Yeah, there's 3 different languages I spoke there. So Hawaiian, Spanish, and Samoan. So gives you a little detail as to what I'm mixed with. But with that being said, I'll see you guys on the next one. Y'all stay blessed, stay safe, and yeah, happy gaming, happy streaming. Have a good one.